lady Myya, and I got my homegirl Jennifer. She
How
is
you
in
doing?
the building. All right, so Jennifer Lavelle Greene-Sulton. Yes, she has a few names. She has a few things going on here. She is a social worker. She has been for 20 years now, and now has a credit restoration consultant for a financial education service. All while working. Okay, you guys, as a family protective in the family protective services in Texas.
That's it. You got it.
Awesome. Like, how do you do that, girlfriend? That's a lot.
That's a lot, huh?
But we definitely appreciate your time, dear her. We do. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Let my Mayan tribe say hello to my lady friend, Jennifer. Hello, dearest.
How are you doing? Hi. I must add, and getting my last final master's in human services. Man.
Oh,
Man.
wow. Yes, she is busy, y'all.
Man, that's the last one, y'all. That's it.
So we are gonna ask her a few questions, and I'm pretty sure this is only touching the tip of the iceberg for Miss Lady Luck over there. Definitely. Okay, dearest. So what happened to lead you into financial services?
That's a good question. To be straight to the point, me personally, I had an experience with not so great credit when I was younger. Let's say I had a bankruptcy. That bankruptcy just tanked my credit score. I'm talking about the end of the 400s, mid 500s. I knew right then and there, and we're scamming back maybe a good 15 some years ago, even then, that I needed to get my credit up to par. And just being in that, that mindset as I gotten older, watching it increase and how it allowed me to get the things that I wanted in life, such as the car that I wanted with a low interest rate, the home that I wanted with a very low interest rate, with hardly no money down. That's the key. Not paying extra amount of money just on a down payment. Those days became over once I saw that credit score creep up 600, 700, and I can say today is about a good 780 or so. So it's been pretty solid at that range for a couple of years now. And based on that personal experience alone, and then kind of linking up with a good associate of mine who's in this field, it just inspired me to want to educate anyone who's willing to listen and to enroll them in the program and to help them get to where I am and to where so many others are today.
Right. No, I hear you on that one. Okay, so explain, like, give us what happened to give you this introduction to this company.
So, I am a social butterfly on social media. I like to put up my inspirational, let's say, moments every morning or so. And in the interim, I saw a good person who was following me, love her. She's a principal in a particular elementary school. I'll say Miss Walker. Hey, Miss Walker, you know who I know you know, that you know I know you know. And I just kind of had had a decent conversation with her online because her business came up many times from a social media standpoint. And I kept thinking, that's interesting. That's interesting. And the more I read, the more I wanted to know more about it because I'm like, wait a minute, that is something that I'm interested in terms of educating others on. So we had a conversation. She chimed me in with another wonderful person, she's like an executive director within the team. Miss Frederick, she's awesome as well. And just a shout out, hey, and my teammates, hey. And kind of got me into the business.
I like that. I like
Educated
that.
me
It
on that.
takes a good bit of people, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
definitely do that. Okay, so
We're a great team. Yes, we
yeah,
are.
you guys sound definitely close knit, and that's always
Yeah.
helpful, you
Solid,
know.
good. I mean, we're solid in what we do, wanting to help others, and of course, it's a business. So when you educating others, but also, building clientele and earning money as well.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes. Okay, so how is helping educate others like been with finance?
It's been awesome. It has been simply awesome. Chiming back in my days with not child protective services per se, that's currently, but with child support and knowing the tumultuous relationship I think a lot of my, I say, parents had with money and payments. And then when you really got to know them on a one-on-one basis, just because, they're human, find out that they had issues with credit, credit issues, which just didn't allow them to live or do the things that they wanted to do financially. I pull back from those experiences as well, and even currently today in what I do as a social worker, knowing that my clients, they want the best, they really do, they want the best in life, they really do, but knowing that from a financial standpoint, that credit, something about that credit, and just not understanding the fundamentals of being financially empowered in that sense can just
Mm-hmm.
kind of keep them stagnated, and
Right,
they just don't have the awareness or the knowledge needed to kind of
right.
push them out there and to do better.
True. Like I think, I think it's important when you can change the perspective and give people the knowledge and the full understanding. That way they can make the educated decision on what to do going forward. I think that's a really important, and I'm glad that you're able to do so and you find this platform to do it on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I guess for me, understanding finances to a lot of degree, and I know I'm not just the only one, is it's so taboo in the African American community. It's just gotten to the point where we're so scared of everything. Unfortunately, you can't be too scared. And you said earlier today, and I just loved every minute of it. And you were saying now that do something different. And so now that we know that we can not only get the education, but what to do with it after the fact, is
Correct.
totally and completely up to us. So I think, for you to do something like that, like what type of, like, how do you educate your people?
Well, like you said, we had a great conversation beforehand, and that one it's like a little excerpt from Maya Angelou: "When you know better, do better."
Yeah.
We're just putting that information out there in in a social media platform, and
Right.
then being aware of it. Now, I can say in turn, now it's up to you as that potential client to reach out and say, you know what, there's services that's available. But if I don't actually make that next move, take the action needed to help myself, then it me wanting to do something means absolutely nothing. We just back to square one. It falls right back on me. I'm accountable for that at that point. I can't blame anyone else for having a 400 score, credit score, a 500 credit score, heck, a 600 credit score.
Mhm.
Falls back on me. So educating them in that platform, and then having a one-on-one. You call me, let's talk about it. And yes, our programs are so customer interactive. It will help them go through that process. That we help them go through the process. It's the program itself will allow them to be part of the process. So
Right.
it's an awesome program.
It is. It is. I think, okay, for the most part, I guess I want to kind of get into the mindset of the type of people that would be normally willing
Mm-hmm.
to take on the energy. Because like, you know how we go to school and we don't necessarily want to be educated at that point because we feel like this is everything I have as far
Mhm.
as the day is concerned. But what am I going to do with it in real life? You know how many times we said that real life, we're not going to ever use this type thing. Well, where it's here, it's like, okay, real life just snapped you in the butt.
Mhm.
You can use some of those things that you used to know at some point in time.
Mhm.
What type of mindset do you think needs to go along with being able to be educated in this?
A very serious mindset. I have a client right now. I knew she was serious when she initially called me, and she has a small business, as a matter of fact. But she knows that she wasn't able to ascertain a certain business based on the fact that she had a low credit score. So of
Okay.
course that made her think about some things. And not
Mhm.
only that, she wants to be able to be a homeowner.
Mhm. Mhm.
Very close, but she knew, and someone talked to her about this personally. Like they said, look, work on your credit, because that's what's really stopping you. You have everything else lined up, but that credit score is pretty much the reason why you are still where you are. So she reached out to me. She explained to me what she had been through from a financial standpoint, and just
Mhm.
was just tired of being sick and tired. She said, "I need to get Miss Green help me because," and I saw this particular program that you were offering again through social media. She said, "I'm gonna take a chance. I'm gonna take a chance,
Mhm.
and I'm going to do it." And I told her, I
Mhm.
said, this program, and she'd been through another program prior to. I said, but let's not talk about that one. Let's talk about this one, because we're going to be with you from the very beginning, from
Mhm.
the cradle to the end.
Right.
And it's going
Mm.
to, and it's very interactive.
Right.
You have a roadmap that's basically guiding you as to what will happen next. You
Right.
have, attorneys who's working on your behalf, disputing letters, and the letters
Mm.
go to you. You get to see them. You're in the
Mhm.
process. You're in the process with us.
Right.
I say us
Mhm.
because I'm like the agent. You're gonna see everything, and you're gonna love the results. I'm telling
Mhm.
you. There's not a 35-day turn. Not in everyone's case is different, so do not
Mhm.
compare your situation to someone else's.
True. True.
Never do that. Stay in your lane, work on what you have to do, and watch the results, improve for you in your case.
Mhm. So what would you say, like in regards to, I understand getting the credit and everything together, and so do you put like a financial plan together to get certain things, or is it just like just to clear your credit?
So we initially get them to sign up or enroll, and then from there, we have their credit pool. So immediately, I say within 24 to 48 hours, they get to see their score right at that point. And from there, that's when the time starts. That's when it starts, ticking. Let's start getting these letters out. It generates these particular actions to move forward. And then from there, like I said, the roadmap, we have additional tabs and information just for that client to help them now with budgeting, to kind of get them on, kind of get them on track.
Mm-hmm.
All financially based to help them improve and to move forward from a positive standpoint. So they won't be in that same rut they was in, let's say, I want to say within those first 3 months. We're moving them forward. We want to
Right.
see something, something move up, that credit score move up. And then we want to see you make better financial choices with a budget. All
Right.
those tools are there for them.
See, and that's awesome. So,
Mhm.
like, if you could wrap these things together, you got the family services, and you got the financial services. If you could just kind of find a way to get the magnet to stick, how would you?
I always just say this. I'm that person looking from outside in. So I know that not in every case, a lot of my parents are, let's say, within a certain income level. And I'm gonna just be realistic there. And if that's the case, money, income can be in many cases tight or maybe non-existent. So when we talk, I can tie that credit right into that particular scenario because I'm thinking that sometimes that might not even be something they're concerned with at the moment, given moment. Right now, I'm just concerned with living. Okay, my score is what it is what it is. Not knowing that that follows you everywhere you go.
True.
And as you begin to figure out, well, hey, wait a minute, now, now tying everything, I got my kids back, or let's say back then when I was working with child worker, I paid everything in full. Now I can go and get me a new car or a house, mainly that house. Stop, wait, you trying to do what now? Now remember, that score, it follows you everywhere you go.
True.
You didn't think about it back then, but now you got to think about it as we speak. That 500 score is not going to get it. How are we going to improve on it? That's when the wheels start turning.
Yes.
You start thinking, well, wait a minute. Okay, now I got the money. Yeah, but you weren't thinking about them old debts back then. Those collections back then. You kind of filibustered your way around it. You can't get around it anymore. You got to meet it head on.
Right.
It's going to take some help. That's the reality.
It is. It really is. Like, I like the fact that you say, because a lot of the time, sometimes we're so engulfed in our present situation, we can't see no other way out. Nor do we even take 2 steps back to see the whole picture. Okay, yes, my credit is a little bad. If I can make just a little bit more money, now you got a little bit of a raise, or you got, a couple of dollars coming in extra. Are you putting that money away or are you spending? If you're not putting it up and you spending it, basically you just spit. That's all you did. It was just like, it really didn't matter that much to you to prepare you for your future. So like, now what? You don't want to do anything different. You just want to kind of stay where you are. You don't want anything to get better. But I guess me seeing that, right? When the kids are gone and it's just you, what type, like now everything that you had at least access to, because now you have, yes, you got child support, you had that extra money just to kind of, take care of the kids and help with everything or whatever. But now the kids is gone, they grown, and child support stopped. But you still left with the same credit score.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
It just make you go, wait a minute.
You can't go on no trips. Sad.
No. No. A lot of employers look at one's credit as well. So think about, tie that into it was their current situation, which I should have brought that fact up initially. That might be one of those let's say a motivating factor for someone to say, okay, I need to really get this under control and improve it, because that's say the difference between them being on a job that pays $11, $12 an hour from them going and moving up to a job paying $20 to $25 or more dollars an hour, simply because they're recognizing the fact that you weren't making any payments on them previous debts. You might be a risk to our company if we hire you.
Because if you're not getting past or taking responsibility for things that you've already done, and I'm not saying that you're the only one, everybody's done it, but it's what you do after, what you do with the knowledge. What do you do? Do you want more? Do you want better? So now you're basically making an investment for your life to look and be better.
That's correct.
Doing that.
That's correct.
Getting it all together. Okay, let's clean up. Let's clean up the house. Look, we got to get the dirt out, get the mop for the floor, get the carpet.
Okay, clean it up right away. But again, not within a 35-day time frame. It does take a little time. You know, and I just want them to be patient. I tell them be patient because it's not just a overnight thing. I want it done right now. No, 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 no. See, what you did wasn't overnight. The things that happened to you within time wasn't an overnight situation. That accumulated within, let's say, days and months, and eventually, and unfortunately, years. And then it's time now to undo what you did.
Right. Yes.
Unpeel an onion. You're gonna unpeel a layer at a time to reach
Yes.
the core. And you know, when we get to the core, it's very green and choppable. You can't get there until we unmove those layers. We gotta move them layers.
Exactly.
Get to the bear, get to that bear, get to that what the heart of it. And then you'll see results.
Yes. See, I love that. I love that because I think, everybody wants something new, a different way of thinking. You may not kind of cling on it to it initially, but at the same time, you're like, oh, we were told, I don't know, in certain communities, I can't even say all. In certain communities, we were told not to believe the hype with the banks. Don't do this because that's what they said, or whatever. They're just trying to entrap us. Right. But now that we have the knowledge, we have an understanding, and we understand that you got a social security number, it has all your information. So now, Your Honor, I'm going to ask you to please help me with my situation so I can get in a better predicament to help my family.
Hey, you're absolutely right. That social security number, and I explain it as plain as possible. It's like your fingerprint. It's a very unique identifier. You take that fingerprint, you have to mash it against that black ink in certain cases to help that particular entity identify you, not anyone else but you. The same goes for that social security number. Same scenario. The only difference is, see, you think you can run from it. Like most people, when they give their, that fingerprint, oh wait, if they find out who I am, okay, I might have to run. Okay, well, you might be able to run from that, but you can't run from that credit. You can disappear for a few years and reappear. But the social security number, unless you for whatever reason, change it. And that's a very unique situation. But if you, of course, go back to that same social security number that was given to you, I want to say near birth, during your birth, it has all your information, everything you've done financially, and it sticks with you. You die. Yeah. Unless someone else, fraudulently utilize it, and that can happen too. And that's unfortunate. We do help people in those set of circumstances, but it follows you everywhere you go. It does. So you can't run from it. Let's just attack it and deal with it.
Yes, I like that. Attack it and deal with it. Why not? I mean, you got to attack and deal with cleaning your house. You got to attack with, and deal with it and get the groceries in the house. You got to do something. You can't just do nothing. Because then you would starve or your house would be just a mess.
That's correct.
Take care of yourself.
You got to take care of that. It's a part of you. Yeah. And I think that the average person would love to want to have something that's tangible, that they've earned, but knowing that they didn't have to put so much money down on, based on a very decent credit score. Yeah. Okay, so let's be very frank. 300s. I'm not even saying 200s. 300s, 400s, 500s, 600s. I mean, when you're hitting 650, that's just like barely pushing it over. That not pushing it over. That dial just push over just enough. And with certain programs, of course, that's somewhat doable, like a VA loan or whatnot.
Mhm.
But in many cases, okay, you are going to pay, pay, pay.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
so-called $1,000 mortgage note, that's going to end up being maybe 1,600 because of the extra interest you're paying on due to that credit score.
Right. That's
That-
true.
That's
Very true.
ridiculous. That's not
Mm-mm.
necessary.
If
Don't
you
give
work
them
on
the
it
money.
now, you'll pay less later.
Absolutely. Giving other people your hard-earned money.
Mm,
You
mm,
just
mm,
give it
mm,
to them. That can go on something else.
mm,
Don't do
mm,
that.
mm,
Mm-mm.
mm, mm. That's horrible. But you're right. You're right with everything. I mean, this has been amazing. Like, I mean, if there's anything else you want to say, dear heart, the floor is yours, hon.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, I just think about that though. Most people, even for a okay, well, I'm just saying payday loans. You see, the fact that maybe you can't just get a regular loan through the bank forces you to get a payday loan. The interest on a payday loan is ridiculous.
Yes, it is.
Why?
Mhm.
Why? I don't want you to do that. Don't. Versus, let's say you need an emergency loan. This is the beauty about having your credit. Apply for it. Guess what? You're approved. Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. And
Mhm.
you pay it back in time, or you can pay it, pay back the full amount when you're able to. But it's the fact that your credit allowed you to do that.
Right.
The same thing with a car. Approval is needed when you are seeking out a loan. And in many cases, they'll treat a 650 with caution and with more money and with a higher interest rate.
Mhm.
If you like giving them more money on top of money, then go ahead and do that. That's
Mhm.
ridiculous. I'm
That
just
is.
thinking about that's ridiculous. On a,
Mhm.
let's say a regular the car, any car, a Kia, a Ford, what a Buick, just any of those cars alone. Okay,
Mhm.
I want that car, I want that car. You go and you apply for a loan. I'm like, oh wait. First of all, they'll say that's questionable. Your score is questionable. We got to get further approval. So now you're waiting. And then when they say, oh, you know what, we'll give you this car, but you're gonna have to put down good 7,000.
Or a co-signer. Mm.
Look, oh, that's when your credit is just shot to the moon. You might as well just go ahead and forget it. You can go ahead, I don't want to talk about that.
Mm.
The cosign and knowing that your credit is that shot. Think about that. You're a liability to me now.
Mhm.
You make that payment, you know when a cosign, what that means. Oh, I'm making the payment on your behalf. I'm
Mm.
not doing that. I guess
Mm-mm.
you'll be walking.
Mm-mm.
Let me get you a bus
Mhm.
back. You know what? Better yet, you want to do some more exercise? I'm gonna buy you a bike.
How about that?
You just go ahead and bike to every destination. But the bottom line is that's not good. Or let's say you were able to ascertain that car with that 650 credit, you paying them 7,000. That could have went down on the down payment for a home.
Mm, mm,
I just
mm,
thought,
mm,
think about that.
mm.
No. And then 500, 550 car, no, for real, shouldn't be no more than 250 or something. Top is
Mm.
3. But you giving them extra money because you
Yes.
want that so bad with your
Mm,
650, well, your 600 credit.
mm,
Go ahead now.
mhm,
Bad one.
I tell you, you better tell them.
I'm just saying you a bad one. I'm saying you so bad, yeah. And all that money you giving to them that could actually that you could have utilized for something else.
Yes.
10,000 on the car. Well, I've done that, but like I said, I did that because I wanted to pay mine off quicker. But I had
Mm,
decent credit.
yep. Yep.
It's
That's what
not
you do.
one is not one. I can't compare one with the other. I
No,
want
you
to pay them off, so I just here's 10. Drop that car note down even more with
mm,
decent credit. So I didn't really have to do that, but some people are required to do that
right.
before they can walk off the lot with the keys.
Right.
That's
Mhm,
not right.
mm,
But then
mm,
again, that's your credit.
mm. Don't do it. I'm telling you, you get.
Don't do it.
I think for the most part, you're putting a lot more energy, time, and money into not having a better, because I'm not going to say the best, but
Mm-hmm.
a better credit score, to whereas you can keep some of your money. Like she said, you're paying 2 or 3 times as much as you would normally if you had a decent credit score.
Mm.
So why wouldn't you want to at least try? Hey, you know what? Call Jen. That's all I gotta say. Just call Jennifer.
Hey,
And
hey, hey, get you all, I want to get you to the point where you can just walk into it. You don't even have to walk anymore. You can just apply online and they can tell you no money down when you want to pick it up. And that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
yeah.
But with that 500 score, it'd be like, well, hold on. I need you to put down a certain amount. Say, what? What
Mm-hmm.
are you talking about?
And they
And
will
then
give
now
you the highest amount they can get every month.
every month, and then I'm thinking, then your dream is to get that home. Doesn't that take a little bit out of that, that chunk of money savings at this point? Because now you put no. Let's reverse that type of thinking. No, don't do. Get that situated first.
Yes.
I'm just saying. Okay. Mm-hmm. No, absolutely not.
No, I understand. I mean, it the truth is out there. The education is out there. Why not use it? It's there for you. Everybody knows about welfare. Everybody
Mm,
knows about all these other resources that may be legit or not legit. But
correct.
you don't know about the resource to clean up your credit so you can do everything legit from now on and not have to spend all your money in doing so.
When you bring that up, the question will always be, well, okay, those particular resources, they come from, like you said, with welfare and whatnot, and TANF and what is that, SNAPs and stuff. Like, cause I worked with all those particular agencies, the sister agencies. They're not free, by the way. That's the funny thing. And I can tell you how it's not free. And it ties into what I did in my past life as a child support enforcement officer. Think about this. When you apply for, let's say, TANF or welfare, you will get that money. Let's say you're taking care of someone else's children by chance, or you're the parent taking care of that other parent who so happened to be maybe in jail or just whereabouts unknown for right now. But let's say we find him, his whereabouts are known. Now he's attached to the case. Yeah, you get help for your children and yourself, but that money is not free. And when you apply, the first thing that is asked, where is the father? Well, why is that? He is going to flip the bill for this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not free.
Mm.
So if that's not free, why would you not think of our services, which is not free, as something that you would not want to get help with? It kind of falls under the same line. They're not free, okay, but they're helping you. Our services will help you. That money, you get it every month, but somebody got to pay for it. And if it's not you, it's definitely going to be that absent parent. I mean, I'm sorry to say, but it's not free. They want their money back. I always say, and that's the government the people, entity, the government, they want their money back. That's not free money. Unfortunately, when the absent parent get that bill, the arrears of kids that I don't know if he knew anything about it, or maybe knows something about. He's getting tabbed.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a better way to address that? Maybe so, but that's another time, another place. But I'm just saying it's not free. Our services are not necessarily free either, but the services are there to help you.
Right.
Just remember, it's to help you help yourself to financial empowerment.
That's awesome.
Okay? It's just we want to help you get there, not to help you not better yourself. To better yourself, then to better others. To help others, it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Share the wealth, share the knowledge.
Yes. Well, we definitely appreciate that. Certainly. You know what? I mean, I think these are conversations that we definitely need to have more of. You know,
Mhm.
yes, there are more people that are out there willing to actually talk about it now. You know, if anything, it's just like, I think with the present um, leader that we have in this country
Mhm.
that has decided to only help others over other people,
Mhm.
you don't see that now, that if you're not helping yourself to a better life, you're going to get lost in the sauce. You're basically not going to be worth anything to the country or to yourself. Because, I
Correct.
mean, if you're not trying to empower yourself to be better or do better, then nobody else will. Nobody else will. Nobody will take that stuff for you. So, you know,
Um,
we got the hands out right now.
that's
We
right.
have, we have all the hands. You know what, Jennifer? Tell them how to reach you, dear heart. Tell them how to reach
Well, thank you for that. And I just want to add one little piece of information on that because financial empowerment is so great. We also have the business aspect to what our business do, which is myself. I'm an agent, and that's empowerment. I'm empowering myself when I educate. I'm also empowering myself from a business standpoint, and I think that's very important as well. So it's like we're going to help you with your credit, and you know what? Like you said, with everything that's going on, why not also empower yourself to come in from a business perspective and help yourself in that aspect to help others as well?
you. Mhm.
hmm That's a fascinating thing.
Yes, it
I,
is.
I'm digging this, I'm digging it. But with that being said, I have a business number that whoever is interested in this particular service can call me on, or just about the business aspect of it. The business number is 346-247-0817. That's my business number. You can reach me directly. Let's talk about it. And of course, leave a voice message if I don't pick up. Text me. Hey, let's talk. I'm
Mhm.
here to help. Simply here to help.
Is there maybe an email address as well, or is it just
It is my email address. So when I spell it, some people are like, what did she say? F or S? So I'm gonna do it the best way possible because of my dialect. It's JSulton, like my last name, at msn.com. So that's J, S as in Sam, U as in unicorn, L as in Larry, T as in Tom, O as in Owen, N as in Nancy at msn.com.
Mm-hmm. And now have that below. Okay, perfect.
Man,
Alrighty, dear hearts. Thank you so much for joining me, Lady Myya. I appreciate everyone so greatly for being here. Thank you so much to my Mayan tribe for your support. If you have any ideas, questions, or just want to say hi, my email address is Lady Myya, and that is MYYA@gmail.com. Thank you so much, everyone, and I see